Hi everybody, it's Lori Wetzel here with the next installment of Tech Tip Tuesdays. And today's tech tip, I need to give credit where credit is due, comes from Ms. Christine Biondo here at Richards Middle School, and she brought this website to my attention called InstaGrok. www.instagrok.com. And you probably didn't know it, but grok is, at least in their mind, a new word. It is a verb to understand thoroughly and intuitively. And InstaGrok is a search engine focused on education. And if you would like to see an overview of how it works, you can watch this video. It is worth watching if you have a few minutes to do so. But InstaGrok is kind of an interesting approach to research on the web. I do want to mention that I am viewing this website using Firefox, and I am doing that because the website does not work well in Internet Explorer. That won't be a problem for much longer, seeing as how most of the students will be having an iPad in their hand, and it does work on an iPad and it does work on a Mac with Safari. So it's a short-term problem. And tuck this in the back of your mind as a resource you may want to use. The first thing I want to mention is that it does ask you to log in if you want. You don't have to. I did create a login. And students are more than welcome to create a login as well. And one nice feature is that as a teacher, you can actually create a class code. And that way you can monitor what your students are doing, and I'll show you how that works as soon as I'm logged in. So I'm going to go ahead and log in, and it's welcoming me by name, so I know it's ready to go. InstaGrok is a search engine that finds age-appropriate educational content on lots of different topics, and it's actually presented in a multimedia interface. It retrieves content in lots of different formats. It retrieves content in web pages, it retrieves content in images, and in videos. It actually filters out non-educational content such as shopping sites and spam. And it also eliminates profanity and pornography in its searches. So it is something that is more useful to education. And if users happen to find some content that is inappropriate, it will allow the user to flag it as inappropriate. So with that, I'm going to get started. I am going to go ahead and do a search on the Civil War, for instance, and click on search. And it is grokking this term. Now the first thing it comes up with is this concept map, and it will give you the main topic, and it will give you a lot of related keywords. And if you want to expand on that, you can click on one of the related keywords, and it will give you an additional concept map to go along with it. So this may be a way to help students identify keywords that would be useful in their searches. Over on the right-hand side, it gives you key facts. And all of these key facts can be read through, and if there's one that looked particularly useful, I'll just grab the first one, that the American Civil War was one of the earliest true industrial wars. I can pin it as being important, and it shows up on my concept map. It also pulls in websites. So if I look at this, and I think this is a really good website after looking at it, I can pin the website. It also pulls up videos that you can pin and images. Now you'll notice if I click over here on journal, and this only works if a person is logged in, it is actually creating a research journal. So the excerpt that I grabbed, it will actually tell you what website it came from. It will grab the website that's here, and it will pick up on the video that's there. In addition to the research journal, as the students go through, I'm going to go back to the websites over here and notice there's only 3, which is a lot less than something like Google would produce. I'm going to click on this area that says more. It does come up with more than 3 websites that have to do with the Civil War. And if you click on it, it's going to give you a little preview of it. It's going to give you the difficulty level, and it's going to give you a concept cloud. So you kind of have an idea of which website meets your needs best. So if a student looks at this one and says, Civil War is in bold print, but so is Captain America, this probably isn't going to fit what I'm looking for. There are themes over on the right-hand side that they can use to define their search a little further, and concepts over on the left-hand side. There's also this slider at the top, and this Albert Einstein indicates that it would be college level difficulty. And if I slide it over to the left, this would be for lower grades. So it will filter out only those websites that are of the particular difficulty that you're looking for, and then those can be pinned for further use. I'm going to go back to my Grok. Last but certainly not least, this is an interesting feature to InstaGrok. If you have created an account and you have created a class that you asked your students to subscribe to, you can click on My Class, and it's going to give me some fake students right now. You can actually have the ability to go in and see what the students are looking at. You can actually go right into their journals, and you can actually comment on their journals. So this is example student 1, 2, 3, 4. They did a query on fire and they did a query on electricity. You can see exactly what sites they visited, and you can view their journal. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot in this student's journal, so I'll try a different one. Here's one. And not only can you go in and view it, you can actually go in and comment on their journal. So this is kind of a neat way to see what kinds of keywords the kids are using, to see if they are using resources that are appropriate, and to see if they're staying on task. Again, this is InstaGrok.com. Please keep in mind that it does not work on Internet Explorer. It will work in Safari, it will work on Google Chrome, it will work with Firefox, but it may be something you want to, again, just tuck in the back of your mind, keep it in mind for next year as a great resource for student research. You know where to find me if you have any questions. Have a great week.